educational satellite television programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on some uses of 3 common laboratory acids. In our last lesson, we learned about the preparation of acids. We learned about the 3 different methods of preparing acids, including the direct combination of elements, the reaction of acidic oxides with water, and the formation of volatile acids from non-volatile acids. We also discussed an experiment in which chlorous acid is prepared by combining solutions of barium chlorite, hydrate, and sulfuric acid. In today's lesson, we will describe some common and indirect uses of hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, and sulfuric acid. This lesson will show us how the acids that we use in the chemistry laboratory are used in real-world situations. Students, can you think of some acids that you might come across in your day-to-day life? In groups of 3 or 4, please discuss this and list as many as you can. You may begin now.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. I wonder how many acids your group was able to think of that you might come across in your day-to-day life. Let us list some together. Although we discussed in previous lessons that acids can be corrosive and highly dangerous, certain dilute acids are safe and even edible. In fact, there are quite a few food items that contain acids. Citrus fruits, for example, contain citric acid. Vinegar contains acetic acid. This adds a sour, tangy flavor to certain dishes. Lactic acid, which is also known as milk acid, is used to make products such as kefir, cheese, and yogurt. Carbonic acid is used in a lot of carbonated beverages to maintain the effervescence. Students, please share your list with the class at the end of this lesson. Hydrochloric acid is another acid that you come into contact with in your daily life. It is naturally present in the gastric juices in our bodies that help us to digest the food we eat. The gastric glands in our stomachs secrete gastric juice. Seeing, smelling, tasting, or even thinking about food can cause the secretion of gastric juice. As we discussed, hydrochloric acid is a part of that juice. It converts the pepsinogen in our gastric juices into pepsin, which helps us to digest proteins. Hydrochloric acid also maintains the pH level in our stomachs, dissolves food, and kills harmful microorganisms. Hydrochloric acid is used industrially to remove the surface impurities from iron and steel before they are galvanized and tin-plated. This process is also known as pickling. Aniline dyes, drugs, photographic films, and plastics, such as PVC, are all produced using hydrochloric acid. It is also used to recover magnesium from seawater. Magnesium is extremely useful for creating aluminum alloys, die casting, and for removing sulfur during the production of iron and steel. Nitric acid is used to manufacture explosives, such as trinitrotoluene, which is also referred to as TNT, and trinitroglycerin. It is also used to manufacture fertilizers, such as potassium nitrate and ammonium nitrate, rubber, chemicals, plastics, dyes, and drugs. Sulfuric acid is another acid that is commonly used in the laboratory. It is also the leading industrial chemical. Sulfuric acid is used to produce sulfate and phosphate fertilizers, synthetic fibers, paints, drugs, detergents, paper, and dyes. More uses include refining petroleum, the production of metals, and the electrolyte in car batteries. There are quite a lot of uses for sulfuric acid, are there not? Students, let us do an activity. In a moment, you will see several sentences related to the common and indirect uses of acids. However, there will be words missing from these sentences. Please fill in the missing words.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, students. Were you able to fill in all of the missing words? Let us go through them together now. Hydrochloric acid is used to recover magnesium from seawater. Lactic acid is used to manufacture a lot of milk products. A lot of citrus fruits contain citric acid. Sulfuric acid is the leading industrial chemical. If you correctly filled in all of the missing words, great work. In today's lesson, we learned about some of the common and indirect uses of hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, and sulfuric acid. We learned that hydrochloric acid exists naturally in our gastric juices to digest food. It is used industrially for pickling iron and steel and for manufacturing dyes and plastics. We learned that nitric acid is used to manufacture explosives, fertilizers, and rubber. We also learned that sulfuric acid is the leading industrial chemical. It is used to manufacture synthetic fibers, drugs, and car batteries. In our next lesson, we will be discussing bases. We will define them in terms of the concepts of Arrhenius, Bronsted-Lowry, and Lewis, and we will look at some examples. We will also discuss some of the chemical properties of bases. This brings us to the end of our lesson for today. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.